Hey, Gemstone family, this is Call here. I hope this finds everybody doing well and in high spirits, and I hope you guys are having some fun summer shenanigans. Which brings me to today's video. So in my last video, you guys, I made these are what I call my wild child of the box. I made these wild child earrings. And they're all fixed now and looking sexy again. But I did mention in that video that I was going to be making a more refined, elegant, just a little more daintier earring, if that's your thing. So yeah. So let's get down to it, guys. Okay, friends, and here we are. So for today's project, you are going to need, now I did make one of these, so you're only going to see half of the ingredients here. But you're going to need 8 of these opal nuggets. You are going to need 24 of these 3mm trochoid shell rounds. I think I'm saying that right. Trochoid. I probably should have watched Mr. Steve's unboxing so I knew how to say it properly. I mean, I should have watched it again. But I think those are whatever they are. Trochoid. You need some of those. You need 24 of those, and then you're going to need 30. These are 15 O's. You can use maybe an 11-0 if you don't have 15 O's. But I really liked how small the 15 O's were, and they just went really nice. Okay. Then you're going to need 2 ear wires of your choice. Now there were a lot of pretty ear wires in the July box. But I used all of those. So these are just some regular lever backs. And you're also going to need 2 crimp tubes, and you're going to need 2 7-inch pieces of medium diameter beading wire. When I say medium diameter, you can go anywhere between a 0.015 to a 0.019. So most of your soft flex medium diameters are going to be 0.019. I'm using a 0.018 today, but we are going to be taking 3 pieces of our bead stringing wire and putting it through 1 crimp tube. This is a 2x2 crimp tube. If you're using bead-along tubes, you can use number 2 tubes. If you're using soft flex crimps, you can use the 2x2s, which is what this is. And so you don't want a real thick wire because we're going to be feeding that through 3 times. So let me go ahead and cut myself a little 7-inch piece of this wire. And I love this board because I have a little, oh no, I have a little ruler on this board. I'm just going to cut this end off. She got a little mangled there. All right, so let's go ahead and cut us a 7-inch piece of wire. I don't know if that's 7 inches. This is not in inches. This is in centimeters. So let's just cut that much. We'll say that's 7. I'm not really sure if it is or not. Okay. So now you only need 1 crimp tube. You're only going to need to crimp this once. I know older methods have showed us that we crimp twice, so we can bring this wire down to 1. But these tubes, you can fit three wires in this tube. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so to start off, let me just pause this because I forgot to get my bead buddy. Give me 1 second. Okay, so we got our little bead buddy. I forgot to mention tools. You're also going to need crimping pliers. You're going to need a cutting tool, and you're also going to need a set of pliers to open and close the ear wire. So not a whole lot of tools in this one, guys. The tools are pretty simple in this one. So what I like to do is I will go ahead and put this little bead stopper on one end, just a little fail safe, because I like to, I don't like to hold it all. It gets confusing. So this way you can just let this guy sit down here and do all that. So now what we're going to do is I kind of like to work from the middle out. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to figure out which beads we want in the middle. And I think it goes like this. And these are all so beautiful. I think that was the top bead. Guys, don't let me put this top bead inside my earring like I did the last time. That was terrible. So basically our pattern is going to be opal And then we're going to do 3 of these trochoid shells, and we're going to space each one out with one of the 15 O's, because I think that's just so elegant, isn't it? So let's go ahead, and we're going to string on our first bead, which is the middle guy. I try to use like the more flat beads, the more oval beads for the bottom. I just think that's prettier. And then I hope I have enough these 15 O's here. Sorry if there's an echo. This is what's going to take all of this tutorial, is putting these little 15 O's on. I'm going to try to do it like the fancy kids do it. I'm going to try to do it this way. So my big fingers, look at this. Look at, I did it. This is going to take all day. Okay, so our first pattern until we get to our next opal is going to be 3 of these trochoid shells. I might have to put them on there too. Oh, Call, you can do it. Where's your hole, buddy? Yeah, so what have you guys been doing this summer? You guys been doing any fun stuff this summer? Let me know in the comments. We really haven't. We've done a couple little day trips, you know, up the mountains. We live in Tennessee, and we are very close to the mountains. We're about a little bit less than an hour. Well, when there's traffic, it's usually a little longer. Usually takes us about an hour and 20 minutes to get into Gatlinburg with traffic. But no traffic, it takes us about an hour. Which there's no such thing. Sorry. I'm trying to make this look real fancy, and I'm not doing a great job. There really is no such thing as no traffic going into Gatlinburg. There really is not. It's always bad. And guys, if I'm off frame, I apologize. Okay, and then we're going to do one more of these seed beads. And then we're going to go ahead and put one of our luscious opals on. Okay. If we can. I don't know what I can't see lately. I have little goggles on that have a light, but I don't want to put the light on because that might be distracting. And guys, also, I'm trying out a new lighting situation because my lighting situation is not great. So if it's a little shadowy, I'm sure Mr. Steve will fix that with his amazing editing skills. Can I just a little appreciation to Mr. Steve right now for always editing our videos and making us look better than probably what I'm speaking for myself, making me look better than what I am. I appreciate Mr. Steve greatly. And we are almost done with this side, and then we'll start the other side. Yeah. He's great. So I don't know where your hole is. So pick up another one. That's okay. We'll find them. We'll find them. This is why this is the awkward part of videos that I hate. In your mind, when you're making these videos, everything is perfect, right? Everything is like, I got this, I got this. And then when it actually comes time, you know, and I do it to myself because I sit here and I use these little tiny beads that I know I can't pick up like a normal person. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and, guys, we're going to go ahead and slip this guy over onto this side because we're going to beat up the other side now. You don't have to do it this way, guys. You can just, you know, but this is just how I like to design. I like to design from the middle out. Does anybody else do that, or am I the only one? I don't do everything that way, but I do find that most things that I design, I start in the middle and work my way out. Just kind of my thing. I'm sure we're all different. Listen, bro. Yeah. So, and I tell you, once you get the little beads on there, this project is so pretty. And then it's fun too, because then you guys can, if you don't know that you could, you know, just do this with one crimp, that might be, hopefully you're learning something new with this project. That's my goal. I try to do like little things that have little tricks in it that maybe, I'm sure it's nothing new. I really haven't been beading that long, but maybe it's a trick that you haven't tried yet. And, you know, and I like to go ahead and show you those tricks. Okay, so we are finished this, and now we are going to put our last little opal nugget on here, possibly. Do I have enough? I was worried because I dropped some of these, and I was worried I didn't have enough, but I think I have exactly enough. So that's good. I do have a couple more off to the side here just in case. I don't have many of these left though. I use these kind of little seed beads a lot. I'm not a seed beader, but I do use them pretty regularly as spacers. I do. I'm a big seed bead spacer girl. All right. So, oh, I'm missing one because I think I'm missing. Yep. So I did lose one. That's all right. Like I said, I have a little container of them next to me. At least I think there's some in there. Okay. And let me go ahead and fish out one of my other little guys. Okay. Yeah, and then there's just two there at the top. All right. So then we're just going to go ahead and make sure that everything looks good, and it does. So then we're going to take our little guy off. And then we're just going to go ahead and see how that makes that loop. We are going to bring both of these sides together, and they will both fit. We're going to put them both. Where did I crimp? Yeah, I crimped at the top. We are going to put them both in here. They will fit. And that's another thing. Maybe find one of these nugget beads that maybe has a little bit bigger hole, but I think they all pretty much have the same size hole. And see, and that's perfect. Now we're going to, this is where it gets tricky. We're going to bring our crimp tube on. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. So you're going to bring your crimp tube down. Let me bring you a little closer. Oh, wrong way. Let me bring you a little closer for this one. Okay. Then you're going to take one of your sides, and it doesn't matter which side, whichever side you want. You're going to take one of your sides and you're going to feed it back through your crimp tube. If it fits through your bead, great. If it doesn't, that's great too. And it is, I believe, fitting through my bead. Just do it gently. And if you need your pliers to pull this little guy down, you can go ahead and use your pliers. Okay. You're just going to center all this, bring your crimp back down. You're basically just making sure that's all nice and tight. Now we're going to go ahead and compare our loops. So that's definitely too big. So bring your loop down just by pulling this wire down here until you get your desired loop size. Make sure this is all sitting nice. This is the time that you want to take to fix all this stuff before you crimp it. Because once you crimp it, it's crimp it and forget it. So let's check our loop. And we're going to go just a little bit smaller. Make sure you're holding all this tight when you're pulling this wire down. You're not letting all that go. And that looks a little too small. This is probably the hardest part, is getting your loops to match up. At least me anyway, because I tend to be... I like everything to, now it's too big. I like everything to look really good. Okay, that looks about good. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our crimping pliers. And we're just going to, now I use the magical crimping pliers. So these have this little concave, see that little concave area? This is where you insert your crimp in there. And you make sure that it's in there nice. It's seated. Sometimes you might have to pull this up a little bit just to make sure you can seat your tool in there nice, but then you can bring it back down. So make sure that's in there. Okay, and then we're going to squeeze down. And then you should have, it's a little crooked, but that's okay. You should have this little ravioli. If you're using these crimping pliers, you should have this little ravioli guy. Now you can go over here on the side, line that up inside that little concave part, and squish that down. And now you're just going to want to squish, kind of taking the pliers off, but not really. Just kind of readjusting them as you go. And what you're doing is you're making a little ball. See that guy? making a little ball because I don't do crimp covers. And you don't have to with this little guy. Oh, yeah. And you're done. And all you have to do now is come back here with pliers. I think I'm going to use my micro flush cutters that I just got today for $3.99 at Harbor Freight. Listen, your girl loves a deal, okay? Your girl loves a deal. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut this guy first. Make sure you're not cutting any of your work. You're getting in there really good. And we're just going to snip. Okay. And now this is where it's tricky getting this guy up here. Because you really you want to make sure you're doing this careful and that you're not, I'm on the wrong side. You're doing this careful as to not disturb this beading wire. And you want to cut as close to the crimp as possible. Okay. There you go. So there's your earring. You can fluff that up a little bit. It's going to form a natural teardrop because of this bead, which is really nice. But if you had round beads and you wanted to make more of a circle shape, you certainly could. But this will make a nice teardrop shape because of the way these beads are shaped. And now we just have, oh, look. There's the little seed bead I thought we were missing. They're so small, I didn't see it. That's crazy. Now we're just going to get our pliers and we're going to open up this ear wire. Which, guys, we just do a little slight motion like that. It doesn't really matter which one is front or back. You can look and see. Maybe you like one. It doesn't matter. They're really both the same. We're going to pop that onto your hook, and then we're just going to go ahead. Guys, always going this way. Never pulling apart. We never want to pull apart. We're just always going to go this way. There you go. And there is your elegant summer earrings, guys. How much fun, I'm sorry, I'm off. How much fun was that? And so elegant. And the best part about these things, because they are made with bead stringing wire and they are made with really small beads, is they're super, super duper light. So if you're somebody that has ear sensitivities to heavier earrings, these are good. These are going to be perfect for you because these are super lightweight. They're still big enough that they will call some attention and people will see them. So if you have long hair, people will see them. They look really pretty with your hair up because, they're just so dainty. And so, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. And I hope you guys are having an amazing day and an amazing rest of your week. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.